The world of entertainment is often wrapped in dazzling lights and carefully scripted perfection. Yet, behind the glamour lies the quiet, fragile heartbeat of real emotions that sometimes never get the chance to be expressed in full. That was the case with Yu Menglong, the actor whose tragic end left millions in disbelief and whose final message to his longtime partner, Xing Fei, remains one of the most haunting testaments of love and pain in recent memory. When the news of Yu Menglong's passing broke, social media was paralyzed. Hashtags bearing his name flooded timelines within minutes. Fans refused to believe it. But what gripped the world even more than his sudden death was the revelation of a voice recording sent to Xing Fei just hours before everything changed. It was said to be short, yet full of meaning. Those who had heard it described it as a whisper between heartbreak and surrender. "Don't cry," he had said in that quiet tone that once melted millions of hearts on screen. "Even if I disappear, the parts of me that loved you will never die." The story of Yu Menglong and Xing Fei had always been one of chemistry and unspoken warmth. From their first collaboration on a light romantic drama, the two captured viewers with an almost tangible bond. Fans would say that the way you looked at Xing Fei during filming wasn't acting, it was something else, something genuine. They met in 2018, during a project that neither expected would change their lives. Xing Fei, known for her bright energy and natural charm, was the perfect contrast to Yu Menglong's quiet, introspective demeanor. Behind the scenes, their friendship grew naturally: late-night script readings, shared laughter on set, coffee runs when exhaustion kicked in. What began as professional companionship slowly deepened into something far more personal. By the time their drama wrapped up, people had already started to whisper. Every glance, every interview seemed to hold a hidden story. But Yu Menglong, true to his private nature, never confirmed anything. Xing Fei remained just as silent. Yet, those close to them knew their connection was real. Friends recalled how Yu Menglong would always look for Xing Fei first during gatherings. He'd bring her favorite snacks to the dressing room and once even drove 3 hours from a filming location just to surprise her on her birthday. It wasn't grand gestures that defined him, but quiet consistency, the kind of love that doesn't scream, but stays. Still, fame had its price. As Yu Menglong's career grew, so did the pressure. Endless shoots, management conflicts, and creative restrictions began to weigh him down. He was always tired, but he kept smiling, one crew member said. It's like he carried sadness behind his smile. Xing Fei noticed too. In interviews, when asked about Yu, she'd often pause before answering, her eyes flickering with something unspoken. In the months before his passing, the couple had reportedly drifted apart not out of lack of love, but from the demands of a system that left them with no room to breathe. Yu Menglong wanted freedom to create, while Xing Fei was tied to projects she couldn't refuse. Their schedules rarely aligned. The world saw their laughter on screen, but behind closed doors, it was messages sent at 2 a.m., voice notes filled with longing, and missed calls that grew heavier with time. Then came the message, the last one. It was sent the night before everything ended. According to a close friend of Xing Fei, she received a voice recording just after midnight. Yu's tone was calm, but his words carried weight. "Fei," he began softly, using the nickname only he called her. "You always told me that love is about timing. Maybe our timing was too fragile for this world. I'm sorry I couldn't protect the small world we built. But I hope, when you see the sunrise tomorrow, you'll remember me smiling, not broken." The friend said Xing Fei listened to that recording over and over again, unable to believe what followed hours later: the call, the news, the silence that swallowed everything. For weeks, Xing Fei disappeared from public view. When she finally returned, her appearance at a memorial event for Yu Menglong left the crowd in tears. Dressed in white, she stood silently before a photograph of him surrounded by candles. Cameras caught the moment her lips trembled as she whispered something no microphone could capture. Later, a fan who stood close enough claimed she said, "You promised to write me one more song." That song became a mystery. Reports later revealed that Yu Menglong had indeed been composing a piece titled Starlight Between Us, inspired by Xing Fei. It was unfinished. Only fragments of the lyrics were found in his notebook, delicate, heartfelt lines that painted a story of love surviving beyond distance and time. "Even if the night takes me away, Your light will find me, because you taught me. To love is to never forget. Those words were the last he ever wrote. After his passing, Xing Fei kept a low profile. She rejected major projects, turned down interviews, and focused on charity work, particularly those supporting mental health in the entertainment industry. In a rare post months later, she wrote on Weibo, "He once told me that stars don't die, they just move farther away. Maybe he's still watching, just from a quieter place." Fans flooded her comments with messages of comfort and shared grief. Many spoke about how Yu Menglong's warmth had inspired them, how his characters often represented hope, kindness, and sincerity in a world that felt increasingly cold. Others called for his unfinished song to be released, turning it into a symbol of eternal love. Behind all the public mourning, though, was a private ache. Close friends said Xing Fei never truly recovered. "She smiles, but she carries him with her," one friend said. She visits his favorite places, the old cafe near the studio, the riverside bench where they once talked until dawn. One detail that moved fans deeply was revealed months later. Yu Menglong had left a small envelope addressed to Xing Fei with his assistant. Inside was a pendant, a silver crescent moon, and a short handwritten note. It read, "When the moon is full, look up. That's me telling you I made it, wherever I am, I'm free now." That note became legendary among fans, symbolizing the eternal bond between them. Some say Xing Fei still wears the pendant during every new filming project. As time passed, the story of Yu Menglong's last message turned from a private heartbreak into a collective memory. For fans, it wasn't just about the tragedy, it was about love that defied silence. It was about two souls who met in a world of scripts and cameras, but whose feelings were more real than any role they ever played. Even now, years later, every mention of Yu Menglong's name still stirs emotion. His performances continue to move people. His songs are replayed late at night by fans who still refuse to let go. And Xing Fei, though she rarely speaks of him publicly, continues to honor him in quiet ways. In one interview, when asked about the most meaningful lesson she had learned in love, she smiled softly and said, "To love someone is to let them live in your silence." Those who knew the story understood exactly what she meant.